All right, well, welcome back to the channel, you all. Uh, this week we're just going to do a little something different. We're into Thanksgiving week, so Thanksgiving is in 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. So every year I make a smoked turkey. Now, I kind of call this a poor man's smoked turkey. I don't have a smoker, so what I do is I get wood and then I soak the wood, and I put a bed of coals down on my grill, let them burn down, throw some wet wood on top of them, and then I let them smoke it. So I'm basically just kind of smoke flavoring the turkey. I'm not actually like smoking it. I don't really feel like sitting outside for 10 hours, 12 hours staring at a smoker. So I call it the poor man smoker. And and I don't have a smoker, and I don't really think I have room to buy one. So the first thing I did, several days before Thanksgiving, is I'll come out here and I grab a bunch of wood, I throw it in a bowl, and I start soaking it in water. Now, you can really use any kind of wood you want. I've tried mesquite before. I use applewood personally. I don't really care much for mesquite. I feel it's a little harsher than applewood, but everybody has their own preference. Go to the store and they have bags of wood for smoking, and that's what I do. And I tend to get the bigger chunks just because I really want them to soak up a lot of water, and really try my hardest to keep them from catching on fire when they're in there actually putting off smoke on the turkey. But over the next couple days, we're going to go ahead and do this. I've got about a 20-pound bird that's in the fridge right now, thawing and brining, and that's another thing that I do. And I've heard people say that it's absolutely wrong. I've heard other people say that they tried it themselves and it worked great. Generally, when you see instructions for brining, you're usually supposed to brine for like 24 hours. I don't do that. I make the brine, I throw a frozen turkey in it, and I let it thaw in the fridge over the course of, however many days it takes to thaw it out. So, but in the brine, pretty standard stuff. It's basically vegetable broth. I use that Better Than Bouillon stuff. It's salty and good, and I do that. I do a couple gallons of water, and then I throw onions. I throw garlic in there, and then I throw thyme and rosemary in there as well. Also a bunch of peppercorns. I'll put those in there, and I'll just let it soak for a few days. And while it's soaking, it's thawing out. So, but stay tuned, and I'll see you in a couple days when I start getting all this stuff out and we start getting moving on this. So, talk to you soon. All right, you all. So turkey's been brining. This is the day before Thanksgiving. It's a little later in the afternoon here. So I'm out here at my grill. I'm going to go ahead and get this lit up. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get these charcoals burning down. And once they're kind of burned down and just hot, I'm going to go ahead and throw that wet wood that I've been soaking for a few days on top of it. And what that'll do is it'll end up just creating a ton of smoke. So I've taken the turkey out of the brine. We'll get a good look at all that stuff here in a little while. But as soon as those charcoals are down, as soon as I start getting a good smoke off of it, I'm going to toss the turkey on there and we're going to start smoking it. And we'll probably leave it on there for an hour or two. So see you in a minute. All right, so yep, this is all we need, guys. This fire took a little bit of doing, so I ended up having to use the bag that the charcoal came in to get that going pretty good. But yep, got fire, you've got wood soaked in water, and then we've got a turkey. So that's all you need. And like I said, I call this the poor man smoker, but I'm not really smoking anything. All I'm doing is I'm using the smoke for flavor. I'm not doing it to actually cook the turkey. So the cooking part, that's good. That's what's going to make or break this, and it's always awesome. I'm going to show you how to cook a turkey, how I do it. All right, guys, so we're doing pretty good. These are burned down fairly decent. All right, now, so step 2, got to get the smoke moving. So this is pretty complicated. And you know, you're probably gonna have to practice it, like, I don't know, 20-30 times before you have it nailed down and you can do it right. But what we do is we come over here to where we have our wood. We take a piece of wet wood and we set it into that charcoal. I know, crazy business. Repeat the process a few times. Grab some wood, come over here, set it into the charcoal. Wood, charcoal, wood, and charcoal. Easy peasy. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get our turkey. We're going to set it on top of that grate there. Crazy business, I know. All right, there we go. So we've got our turkey on there. Got some smoke coming up already. Yeah, we're just going to kind of toss that, close this up and let it do its thing. Now as that wood just dries out slightly, the water hopefully will keep it from igniting. I've got it pretty well smothered off as best I can for air, and then it should just sit there and it should smoke. So we'll see it in, I don't know, I'll usually do this about an hour, hour and a half or so. So we'll go ahead and close that up and let it do its thing. You know, one part that I didn't mention is that you do kind of have to keep an eye on it, especially if those coals get really hot. And that's why I tried my best to suffocate them. Give them enough air to keep the coals lit, but suffocate them enough so that they don't get super hot and ignite the wood, or that the wood doesn't ignite. Because it's not going to, you know, it's not going to kill anything, but you do kind of want to keep an eye on it, because if that wood does ignite, then you want to get out here, put a little water on it, spritz it, whatever, and get that fire out, because otherwise it'll just start charring the bird, you know. But you know, right off the bat, I'll just tell you, like, we're not going to win any awards for the most, like, aesthetically pleasing turkey, but the flavor is going to be on point. But it's not going to be exactly beautiful when we're done. So, but you'll see the finished result tomorrow, and then I'll show you all the rest of the ways here, all the rest of the steps that we take here to do this this little kind of lazy smoke bird here. So just to kind of spell it out for you, what we're going to be doing in the end is we put it on the smoke for a little while, an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, it doesn't really matter. We're just in it for the flavor. We're not in it to actually cook the bird. What we're going to use to cook the bird is going to be this little fella here. Now this is just some old Junker Osterroaster. I picked it up at Walmart like 5 or 6 years ago. I think it was $20. What I like about this roaster, though, if we can set, is you can actually set like a pretty close to whatever temperature you want, and that's what we're going to end up doing with this turkey. Is I'm going to put it on. I'm going to stuff the turkey. I'm going to toss it in that roaster there, and then we're just going to roast it. Probably 18 hours. I'm going to do it right at like 165, and in the morning when we get up, the house is going to smell like magic. That turkey is going to almost be pretty much be done, and then I just kind of keep it warm for the rest of the day until dinner time, and it's going to be perfect. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, I'll wake up in the morning. As soon as I walk out of my room, I'm going to smell that amazing smoky smoked turkey smell permeating the entire house. So it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited. I love Thanksgiving. All right, yeah, we've got some smoke going on here. So at this point, I've been letting it breathe a little bit with this, so I'm going to go ahead and actually shut that now and kind of cut off its air a little bit. I think the wood has dried out a bit, you know, and I don't want it to ignite, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to try to keep the flames smothered, but keep the wood itself actually smoking. So so hard to resist peeking. I just want to look at it. But, you know, you don't want to open that up. The temperature's not real high right now. You can see it's only just a little bit below 100 degrees in there. So really this isn't cooking anything. And it would certainly never cook this high enough to really, you know, get it up to a safe temperature for poultry. But man, I just want to take a look at it. It's when the smoke stops. That's when you need to drop what you're doing and run out and make sure that a flame hasn't started. Because if the smoke stops, that means the smoke is telling us that the flame is suffocating, and that's what we want it to do. We want it to suffocate. The minute that smoke goes out, that means that flame is happily burning away, and that means we need to get in there and put it out. So just keep an eye on it. You can watch from inside. It's kind of chilly out here. That's why I don't like to sit out here and mess with smokers. And I can hang out here. I can watch it from the window, whatever. And then if that smoke stops, then I'll be heading out here to get the fire put out. Yeah, the drier that wood gets, the more smoke you start to see. You make sure that's good and it's all good and tight and locked down and not getting much air going in there. But yeah, that's smoking good now. So I still want to, I want to peek at it, man. But you have to resist the temptation. Do not peek, because you'll give it a big old breath of fresh air, and that's kind of that's when it lights. So I've made the mistake. I'm still tempted to peek though. All right, so the temperature in here is 100 degrees, but I heard some sizzling. So I did pop it open, and there, you know, sure enough, there was a little fire going on there. So I just came out here with a cup of H2O, doused the fire there, and we're just kind of going after it. But I did actually, let's get that closed up. Let's take, you know what? I can't help myself. We have to peek. So let's take a quick look. I did flip the bird as well, so that's kind of coming along all right. So all the rest of it's smoking pretty nicely. We're doing all right. Yeah, good deal. About another 45 minutes and we should be home free. We can go ahead and pull it off there, and then I'll put the stuffing in it, and then we'll start slow cooking that bird overnight. See you soon. All right, had to put out one other little fire there. I think maybe there might be a little char on the wings and on the underside. So I think the grease dripping down onto it probably helped the fire along. Either way, we're just about done. You know, if you do come in here and you do see a fire, just give it a little boop, give it a little hit of water. Take that off of there. The rest of it, I think we're doing all right. So we got about another 30 minutes. I'm going to let it just sit here and kind of do its thing. And then we're going to pull this off and throw it in the roaster. See you then. All right. And that's a wrap, folks. That turkey's done. We are ready to put some stuffing in this guy. We're going to put him in the roasting pan already. I just got to toss that in there. This is going to be good. This is going to be real good. You know, I have the comments turned off for the channel just because, you know, I have my kids in the channel and that's kind of a YouTube rule. But my email address is in our About section. So if you try this recipe, if you have any questions about this recipe, you know, or how to do this or whatever, just send me an email. It really is the easiest, dumbest thing to ever do. And I call it a poor man's smoker. It's really not. It's lazy, impatient man. And that's kind of really what I am. I don't feel like sitting out here waiting hours and hours and hours for a smoker to get done, especially when it's, you know, 30 degrees, 29 degrees, whatever it is right now. Yeah, I just don't feel like messing with all that. So I do this. I want the smoke flavor. I don't want to have to sit around and mess around with all that extra time screwing around with it. So I'm going to get this thing stuffed. We're going to get this turned on. We're going to get that roasting overnight. It's going to be money in the morning. Well, and there we go, good folks. We are all smoked up. We are ready to rock. Really, the last thing to do is all this business. So here's the neck. I'll be absolutely the first one awake in the morning, and I'm going to eat that neck. Now, for all the gizzard and the heart and all that and the liver, I take that little bag out, I dice everything up, and I just throw it in here. That's all going to go into the drippings. It's all going to go into the gravy. A lot of it's going to break down and whatever. And then it's just going to all dissolve up into the gravy. So that's what I do with that. Just chop it up, throw it in a big heap, trim the fat off if you like. Who cares? Throw it in the trash. It doesn't really matter. The drippings that come off of this turkey, they're going to be money. As far as temperature goes, this is really the only reason why I like this thing is it's very basic. It's very simple. Like I said, this thing cost me like $20 at Walmart, and it fits. I mean, this could fit a 30-pound turkey in it. I like it because it's big and it gives me plenty of room. I can just throw everything in here. This detaches, so I just carry it outside, throw the turkey right off the grill into it. And then there's so much room. I can flip the turkey over. I can put all the stuffing wherever it needs to go. And I've got plenty of room to do it. Same thing is going to happen because as this cooks down, obviously it's going to get smaller and all those drippings are going to be in there. And I've got plenty of room. I can even just tilt this and like get a ladle, or I can use a baster and pull all that juice out of there. It's a great investment. This thing is probably 6 or 7 years old now, so you can probably pick one up for, the same size that is digital instead of this dial on it. But I love this thing, and it still works like a charm. It's never let me down. So, but we're gonna get down here, and honestly, it really is like almost to the degree. So that's 175 in between the 150 and the 200. I'm gonna go ahead and just kick it down a little bit below that. And that should put us right in the 171, in between 165, 170. And sure enough, we'll test it out. We'll test the temperature in the morning, and it's going to be perfect. This is going to be perfect. Now, if one of you don't want to have to deal with this giant thing, because honestly, I put this thing down in the basement, and I never touch it until Thanksgiving. So if you don't want to deal with having this floating around your house, you can absolutely do the same thing with an oven. Just put a lid on it, don't peek, set it for as low as the oven will go. At the very least 165. 165, to 170, 175, and let it go. This is going to cook for about, 15, 16 hours or something. And I'll put it down on warm tomorrow morning. If it's, if I'm getting good temperatures, I'll put it down to warm and just kind of keep it warm. This meat is going to be falling off the bone in about 12, 15 hours from now. It's going to be fantastic. I'll see you then. We got that going. It's going along. It's already smelling like magic. The whole house smells like smoky goodness. My brother-in-law, he's going to be handling things like yams and whatever else, and desserts and all that. So all I've got to do is I'm going to make some kolkanen. I'm going to take those potatoes, make them into kolkanen, and then going to do some bacon Brussels sprouts tomorrow, and then obviously gravy, obviously turkey, and then that'll be my part. And I think I'm pretty much done at that point. Everything else he brings in. So I think I'm going to sign off for the night, folks, and I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Well, good morning, you all, and happy Thanksgiving. Well, like I said yesterday, when I came down this morning, the house smelled like magic, smoky, delicious cooking magic, and came down sure enough. So we've been slow roasting our bird overnight. And I put it at about 170. So I'll probably let it sit there and kind of keep going for about another couple hours. I mean, I still have some time before we do Thanksgiving dinner this afternoon, late afternoon. So I'll still let it, and I'll probably give it another couple hours, and then I'll kick it on down to just the keep warm level, and we'll go from there. But you got to check out this bird, though. It came out really well. So I did cover it with some foil just to kind of keep some of the moisture on the bird itself overnight. And I took the foil off, and there was a lot more drippings in there. I pulled those out just to so I could make the gravy and all that. But so far, this bird's looking fantastic. It smells amazing. This thing is going to be money. So I'm really excited. I don't know. I mean, I might, before we sign off or anything, we might come back and just go over some of the other things going on here that I'm cooking. I like to make bacon Brussels sprouts, and then I'm doing mashed potatoes, making the gravy. Obviously, we'll do some biscuits, all your usual Thanksgiving trappings. So we'll see if there's anything that I think is worth it for you all to. For me to record, maybe I'll put that in there. But if I don't come back, then everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We all have so much to be thankful for. Those of you who have family around and friends, every person's a blessing. So we all have so much to be thankful for. But thank you so much for watching. And again, you all have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed and safe Thanksgiving. All right, guys. Lennon wants to go ahead and send us off.
Okay. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, but don't break your screen. And definitely like the video, and like the videos. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Till next time.